God's name, did you have to enter a guilty plea?
Whenever all the DNA evidence started coming back in the case, they're able to do DNA testing now that they weren't able to do in 1993 when I was arrested. The science has progressed quite a bit. So they started doing all this DNA testing, and it showed that none of the DNA at the crime scene matched me or the other two guys they had sent to prison. Instead, it matched one of the stepfathers and the man who had been providing the stepfather with an alibi. Also, one of the victims' stepfathers had always said, the same one with the DNA match, had always said he never saw the victims that day. 3 eyewitnesses came forth who said they saw him with all 3 of the victims within an hour of the time they were murdered. These things, plus all sorts of other evidence, started to come in. And
Which, let me interrupt you, which to me, and I think to everybody here, slam dunk, not guilty. Like, what is the problem?
Exactly. Well, the state of Arkansas would not just make that rule. They said, okay, we're going to have a hearing. We're going to hear all this new evidence finally. The prosecutor realized that meant there was going to be another trial. So when this deal was hammered out, the prosecutor, basically what it came down to, the prosecutor says, we can drag this out for another 5 years, another 10 years. Yeah, you're going to get out. When we go to court, you will win this case. But we can keep filing for extensions. We can keep appealing every decision the court makes. We can drag this out forever. You can sign this paper, and you can go home today. You can go home before the week is out. And I knew, like I said, my health was deteriorating rapidly. I weighed 60 pounds more right now than I did whenever I was. I was losing my eyesight. My health was really, really bad. Like I said a while ago, there were times when I was so sick I thought I'm going to die before the night is up. So I also knew that we have a documentary coming out in December called West of Memphis. And in this documentary, the prosecutor says one of the considerations he made in this deal, probably the biggest consideration, was the fact that me and the other 2 guys collectively could have sued the state for $60 million. I knew they could have had me stabbed to death for $50 a week.
Yeah.
Happens in prison all the time.
Yeah.
Now the ordinary. So I knew whether it was due to me getting sick and dying or due to something happening to me in prison, if I didn't take this deal, there was no way I was ever going to live to see the outside of those walls. I knew I didn't have another 5 years. I didn't have
Can you fight that verdict now? Like say, okay, give me the paper, sign the fucking thing. Yeah, now, let's go. All right? And then now appeal for, because I would think it's, after this road, it's got to be important for you to have public record of innocence.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons that we're here doing this now is, this isn't easy to talk about. It's not something I want to keep reliving over and over and over. But for us, it's like a necessary evil, because that's the only way we're ever going to have a sense of closure. Yeah, we can keep fighting, but it's, uphill battle doesn't even begin to articulate what it's going to be like. As far as the state of Arkansas is concerned, this case is closed. Everything now rests on us. We have to do everything, or nothing's going to happen.
Leads me to wonder, in terms of the book, Life After Death, is there something in particular you want the readers to take away after having read this book?
I guess the main thing would be just an understanding and appreciation of how short and how precious life really is. And to come away with it, not being traumatized that it's a horrible story, but coming away from it and just wanting something more out of life. Coming away from it with the feeling that they don't want to settle for a mundane, mediocre existence, that they want to do something that creates magic in their lives and in the world in some sort of way. That's what I want them to come away from.
I certainly got that from it. I also got, just our society at large, generally speaking, certainly in the United States, is pretty entitled. People kill themselves for less reason than losing a loved one or a breakup or an extra 10 pounds or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And their entire life collapses And for me, this book and your attitude and what you're doing now and the strength you've shown is so inspiring. And for me, it's kind of proven to me that there's no circumstance that can't be overcome, or at least one can't adjust to in a positive way.
That's what I hope everyone will come away with. It means a lot whenever you hear something like that, because it makes you feel that everything you went through wasn't in vain, that it could have some sort of meaning to it, that it's not just all random chaos and misery, that there's some sort of beauty behind it. And that would be the ultimate reward that I would give them all.
We talked a little bit about, I've said to many people in my life that, my mom was killed when I was 15. Horrible experience for me, my family. That set into motion a series of events and actions on my part that led me to where I am today. And had it not been for that event, as horrific as it was, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't have the life I have today, which I like. Are you able to have any of that kind of experience for yourself?
Absolutely. Lori and I wouldn't be together now. There's been a lot of blessings come out of this situation. Big, small, and in between. Some of the friendships I had. I wouldn't have even met you if not for this. There has been so many good things come out of this. And, I always say that the number one thing that makes us grow as human beings is also the thing we hate the most, the thing we try to avoid the most, which is pain. Nobody wants pain. We all try to avoid it at all costs, but really, it's the number one thing that deepens us as human beings and makes us appreciate life more. So even the horror and the pain is, in some ways, a blessing.
I couldn't agree more. How are we doing on time? Does anybody, because I want to get to some of the audience's questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
People here. Two questions? So, what's your favorite color? We won't give you Wow, there's so many great ones here. And I think that we've actually touched upon plenty of these things. Yeah, that's a good one. How do you feel? Okay, because this is interesting. We talked about this a little bit before, and I actually underlined a line here in the book. We were talking about an experience you had as a kid, and you say, I was dumbfounded and my feelings were hurt. I had expected to be fussed over. Instead, no one took my trauma seriously, which really hit home to me. And then fast forward, and that was when you were a kid. Fast forward to now. How does it feel knowing thousands of people believe in you and support you?
There are really no words to even articulate it. When I was in prison, after seeing how corrupt the system was, I no longer had any faith in it whatsoever, any belief in it. I knew if my faith depended upon the system, they were going to murder me. The only thing I didn't lose faith in, the only thing that kept me going, what gave me hope that I was going to see outside those walls again, were the people in the world that I would hear from on a daily basis. I would receive tons of letters. People were wearing T-shirts with our pictures, our mugshots on them. These websites dedicated to getting us out. The media doing stories about it. That's what kept me going. Just knowing that people out here cared. So it's almost like in sports when they describe the people in the crowd as being the extra man on the team. And that's exactly what it was for us in this legal case. It was like the world and the love and the support and everything else that people gave us became the extra person on our legal team. It's what kept us all going.
considered for the pain that he was in, to going from having the masses care deeply about the pain of it. That's got to be a bizarre transition.
It is, and the only thing I can say is it's pretty nice.
Okay, let's go for one more here. Yeah, this is interesting and something I've wondered. How have you been handling the whirlwind of publicity since being in, since coming out, now on the book tour? I mean, I would imagine for someone who spent so long isolated to be in the most unbelievable tornado of attention, media, people, lights. I mean, how does it feel? Are you overwhelmed at times?
Yeah. Well, thankfully we don't have a lot of time to watch it. We do interviews. I do interviews now that we don't even see a lot of times just because we're moving to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But it is overwhelming. It's sensory overload a lot of times. I wasn't prepared for this world out here whenever I came out. For the first 3 months that I was out, I was in a state of deep and profound shock and trauma.
Yeah.
I almost had to be led around like a blind person. I would walk in the doors. I had to learn the simplest things over again, like how to walk, because I hadn't walked anywhere in 20 years without chains on my feet. So I was stumbling, tripping over my own feet, just learning to walk again. The last thing in the world I was ready for was, TV cameras and newspaper reporters and things like that. In a way, it was easier in the beginning, just because I was in such a deep state of shock. I could sort of be led through it. The more I come out of it, the more I dislike it, the more I want to move on into a life of a little more calmness, a little more peacefulness. But like I said, it's really what it all comes down to at this time in our life. It's a necessary evil. The state isn't going to do anything to correct this case. The burden now falls entirely upon us. And the only way that anything is ever going to happen is if people continue to care. If people will read the books, if people will watch the documentaries, if people will still write letters to the politicians in charge, and let them know they're being watched. Let them know that we're not just going to fade away and let them get away with this. So even though it's not fun, even though I don't always like it, it's sort of what I have to do right now.
I understand. I could talk to you all night long, and I'm sure everybody could listen to you all night long. Do you want me to wrap it up? Are you giving us the hook? I've been in prison 18 years. Give me the hook. I just want to say thank you so much, man. I mean, you have become, you've become an incredible, important thinker and teacher for this generation. I mean, truly, this book is a life-changing experience for me to read, and I'm sure for everybody who does. I want to thank you so much for sharing and being open with everybody and with me and letting me in as a friend. And Damien Echols, everybody.